Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear all participants. Welcome to you all in session 2 of second international conference of KTO Karathai University. Hope all of you can listen me. I am Dr. Huma Nawaz, moderator of this second session. Can all of you hear me? Please write it in a chat box. Okay, let's start this session. Here in this session, we have a 5 participants.
मैम कुछ बच्चे रहते हैं आप उन्हें इंटर करें अलाउ कर दें.
Here in this session, we have a 5 participants from 5 different universities. With us is from one participant from Airlanka University, one from Social Sciences University of Ankara.
मैम कुछ स्टूडेंट हैं उन्हें आप अलाउ कर दें, इंटर कर दें.
National Islamic University, Malaysia. Fourth one from Social Sciences University of Ankara. And the 5th participant of this session is from the Islamia University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan.
Hi, welcome all. Sorry for the technical problems. Now we can start now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So, Prof. Huma, the floor is yours. We can start now.
Can you please loud your sound? I can't hear you properly.
So now you can start, sir. You can start. Okay.
Thank you. Here in this session, we have 5 participants. First paper is from Airlanka University. Paper title is Analysis of the Influence of Production Factors on Islamic Agribusiness Performance. Can I find here author of this paper? Author of this paper present here or not? Second paper of this session is Partnership in Islamic Finance. agribusiness system as a model. This is from the Social Sciences University of Ankara. Authors of this paper is present here or not? One paper entitled Financing Facilities Available for the Agriculture Sector Provided by Islamic Bank, a case study of Agro Bank in Malaysia. This is from the Social Sciences University of Ankara. Author of this paper is present here or not?
Yes, we are here.
Please present your paper.
All right, okay. Madam,
Do you
can I
have a
share my
PowerPoint slide?
Hello? Can I share my screen? Because I
Yes,
can.
ma'am. Do you have a PowerPoint slides to share with our
Yes.
audience?
Yes, I have PowerPoint slide, but I want to share. It cannot. It say that the host have to allow me first.
Okay, let me check.
Sir, now you can share the screen. It's okay.
One author want to share her PPT slides. Please allow her to share screen.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Juan, please carry on.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
All right, okay. So before I start, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone.
Walaikum assalam. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, so before, firstly, I would like to thank the moderator and also the participant for today. And I hope that you are in the good health. Okay, so I will start now. My paper is about financing facilities available for the agriculture sector provided by the Islamic Bank, a review of Agro Bank in Malaysia. Agro Bank is an Islamic bank in Malaysia. And here, I wrote this paper with my friend, Wan Hasanah binti Ajib, from Social Sciences University of Ankara, Turkey, and my friend Nur Shahirah Muhammad Fauzi from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Right. Oops. Okay. Wait, there is a problem. Wait.
Please reshare it again.
Okay. Okay. So here is my outline for presentation. First, I will start with objective. Second, agriculture background in Malaysia. And third, background of AgroBank, literature review, methodology, findings, and the last one, conclusion. All right, so here is the objective of this paper: to discuss the available financing facilities for agriculture business provided by the Agro Bank in Malaysia. And this paper also to identify the appropriate and the purpose of the financing facilities given to the farmers. Here, we proceed with the background, agriculture background in Malaysia. Actually, it was divided into two: before the independence and after the independence. Before independence, actually, agriculture department has been established in 1906 by British government, and the function for the Department of Agriculture is for the crop research, to provide the technical expertise to the farmers, and focus for the rubber industry, as well as to expand the agriculture businesses. And mostly before the independence, the policy of the agriculture is to fulfill the interests of the government, I mean the British government. And then after the independence, which is after 1957, the Malaysian established Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industry, which is likely to focus on to prevent poverty amongst the farmers, and then to create more jobs opportunity for the citizens, as well as to guarantee the farmers' income, to do research and development, utilize the resources in Malaysia, as well as to minimize the agriculture sector. Minimize the inequalities, the gap between the agriculture sector and also the other sectors. All right, so this is the background of Agrobank. Agrobank was established in 1969, and it is aligned with the first Malaysian plan. First Malaysian plan was introduced by our previous minister, which is introduce new economic policy to rebuild the agriculture sector in Malaysia, which is the plan is 1996 until 1970. And then previously, Agrobank is a commercial bank, not Islamic bank. And then because of the rapid changes in our society and due to the high demand of the Islamic bank, so it changed to be an Islamic bank on 1st July 2015. And after that, it provides a lot of financing that Sharia compliance. Okay, here is the literature review for this paper, and I will explain one by one. Only a key point. For example, like Burhan and Abdul Aziz in 2019, where they found out that there are two category of agriculture financing under Agrobank, which is special fund and also commercial fund. And they found out that Agrobank previously used the Bai Al-Inah and Bai Bitaman Alji. So they suggest to replace with a contract that more Sharia compliant. And then the second is the Abdul Aziz and Muhammad Yusuf in 2013, where this paper just to review what kind of fixed muamalat contract that is more suitable to be used in agriculture financing. And they found out that Muqassad, Muzara'ah, and Ba'i Salam is the most appropriate fixed muamalat contract to be used in agriculture financing. Next, Muhammad and Adawiyah also proposed a Ba'i Salam and Takaful model to be used in agriculture financing to give benefit on the both party, banks and also the customer itself. And then Utama, Sawarsi, and Listiano also, they found out that there are two problems in agriculture sector. First, lack of financing. Lack of access financing. And then the second is lack of Islamic banking rule to provide the financing to the farmers. And then Rahmah also, they found out that the participant, most of the respondent is actually from the farmers itself. The farmers agree that the financing should be in cash to be able to buy input for agriculture financing, for agriculture purposes. Okay, I will proceed with the methodology part. For methodology part, this paper used qualitative research, and we use the secondary data as well. So we use the past article, the past literature review, the published report, and online sources. For example, like Agrobank official websites, magazines, and news. So here is the finding in this paper, where we found out that there are two categories under the agriculture financing provided by the Agrobank. First, personal financing, and the second, business financing. Right, for the personal financing, it has two types of financing. First, Hartani I, second, Agro Cash I. For Hartani I is a financing facilities given to all the employees who have stable income, and it is to purchase a land for agriculture. The second one is the Agro Cash. Agro Cash I is financing facilities given only to the government officer, government employees, or GLC. GLC is a government linked corporation. Government linked corporation employees for personal financing to do the agriculture activities. Next, for business financing, we have 15 types of financing, and I will explain one by one, including its objective. For example, for number one, Agro Makanan Penjana. Agro Makanan Penjana is offered to the middle income class farmers. Middle class income farmers in Malaysia considered as the one who got the salary below than 3,000 ringgit per month. And this is under the government plan. We call it as National Economic Regeneration Plan, which is the government introduced this financing to rebuild economy in agriculture sector after the COVID-19 pandemic. And then the second is the Easy Financing Replanting Program, TSPKS, and Small Farmer Farm Agriculture Input. This program also is introduced for the small scale farmers to replant the oil palm trees. And then because the government wants to increase the palm oil production. And next is a fund for food. Fund for food also is open for individual and partnership only, and it is financing for activities that relatedly involved in agriculture or agro-food. Number 4 is microcredit. It is the financing given to the micro agripreneur or the one who have the farmer who have low and middle class income without collateral. This one it say without collateral, but actually the Agrobank needs guarantor. We call it as kafala. They use the concept of kafala, where to be the guarantor, they should have the guarantor should have a permanent job, as well as the salary should be more than 2,500 ringgit Malaysia. Next, number 5, Agro Food Value Change Modernization Program. For this program is focusing on the smart and high value agriculture, which is the program is actually to increase the usage of automation and technology based on the fourth industrial revolution. Number 6 is oil palm replanting, which is seen with the number 2, which is financing for replanting or expanding the the palm oil plantation. This is also the financing given to micro agropreneurs. Number 7 is a term financing I, which is working capital financing for agriculture projects and activities. And in this term financing, the agro bank will disperse the financing based on the project, based on the type of the project, and based on the credit rating of the farmers itself. And then number 8, PDI. For the PDI is a working capital financing. Working capital financing without collateral, which is focusing on the rice plantation. And the rice field should be authorized by the government. It is without collateral, but it should has a guarantor. Number 9 is a working capital financing I. It is a short revolving financing for agropreneur to obtain their working capital for agriculture financing, for agriculture activities. Short term here means lower than 10 years. Revolving financing means facilities that enable the customer to apply again the financing after the settlement of financing. The next one is the machinery and equipment financing, where there is financing given to purchase the machinery, equipment, as well as the utilities that related to agriculture activities indirectly or involved in agriculture, including in terms of processing, in terms of marketing and
Herkes bir an önce yerini ayarlayarak gittiği için.
your sound. And then number 11 is agro cash line. Agro cash line is an overdraft facilities given to the farmers to finance their projects, and overdraft provided by the agro bank is only minimum is a 6 months and the maximum is a 10 months. Number 12 is the strategic alliance financing I. This one, the financing only given to the project manager who is authorized by the government to handle the development, to handle the development of the agriculture project. And the number 13 is financing program. This financing program is inside the financing program. It has 15 types of financing, and every financing it has different function, and it is depends on the type of the project as well as the eligibility of the farmer who wants to apply the financing program. And this program introduced by the government and joint venture with the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industries. Number 14, Agro Bhakti financing program. For Agro Bhakti financing program, this financing is given to those who are disabled people who are running business in agriculture for more than 12 months. Number 15 is a young agripreneur financing scheme, AgroYes, which is financing given to the young generation who age 18 to 14 years to attract them to involve in agriculture as their future career, So next is the conclusion. So we can conclude that the government and also the Ministry of Agriculture play an important role in increase the production food production in nation, and also they are responsible to rebuild the economy in terms of agriculture sector. And AgroBank provide many types of financing, and every type of financing is different, is varied from other financing, because the AgroBank will will analyze which financing is suitable with the project, and they will also analyze which kind of the financing is suitable with the
When your presentation slides are missing now.
Hello? Okay. Pardon?
We can't see your presentation slides.
Really?
Yes, it's missing.
Wait.
No, it's here. Sorry, please continue.
Because now I'm talking about conclusion. Can you see my conclusion slide?
Yeah, we can see. Please continue.
Okay, all right. So so
You
Agrobank
can mute
might
your
maybe
video if you feel this would be better if you mute your video and just rely on your audio and PowerPoint slides.
all right. Okay, thank you. Okay, so yeah, here is the conclusion part. As I mentioned, Agrobank provide different kinds of financings, and it depends on the type of the project of agriculture, as well as it depends on the credit worthiness of the farmers, as well as in credibility, depends on the credibility of the client, I mean the farmers. And they also provide, the Agrobank also provide many financing that doesn't need collateral, but it requires guarantor because they use the concept of kafala. As I mentioned before, to be the guarantor, they should have permanent job, and then the salary should be more than 2,500 ringgit Malaysia. So we can conclude that Agrobank provide agriculture financing in two categories. First, under the personal financing, which is Hartani I and also AgroCash I, and then business. The second category is the business financing, where they provide like 15 financing with the different purposes, with different eligibility for the different projects, and with the different needs of agripreneurs. So here, thank you. I finished my presentation now.
Thank you, Vet. She was from Social Sciences University of Ankara.
Yes.
If anyone have a question, then please write in a chat box. Meanwhile, you can answer this question at the end of this session, inshallah. Now we are going towards the second presentation of this session. Topic in analysis of the influence of production factors on Islamic agribusiness performance. Author of this paper is present here.
Yes, I am. Dr. Sri Adiana.
Yes, please. He's from the Lanka University. Please, do you
Yes.
have a PowerPoint slides to share with us?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. We can see it. Please start.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am present in the title The Influence of Islamic Production Factors on the Performance of Islamic Agribusiness of the Alumni of Modern
In your sound, please mute all other voices. Only
Okay.
rely on one device to speak. Please.
Yes, okay. Okay. Of the alumni of Modern Pondok Darussalam Gontor. Introduction of my paper was that from 2020 to 2021, micro, small, and medium enterprises have learned a lot to analyze consumer needs and their company management based on system in the MSME sector has undergone significant development. According to Megawati and Farida and Suryana, explained that every business actor has creative and innovative abilities in his entrepreneur spirit. As Better explained, the definition of the concept of business innovation, namely the new combination of the factors of production of a business and the level of competitiveness is largely determined by the level of company efficiency, and the company's production cost will be directly related to it. And innovations in the production sector have also been contained in the work of the Ministry of National Development Planning and National Development Planning in the form of the Economic Master Plan for 2019 until 2024, which states that innovation in raw material technology in the production business sector must also be developed by production companies. And then Indonesian MSMEs have various sectors, one of which is the agricultural sector. The management system in the MSME sector has undergone significant development. The agricultural sector has a strategic role in increasing gross domestic product, providing employment and business opportunities, a short of foreign exchange through export and import activities, suppliers of food, ingredients to other economic sector, as well as suppliers of raw materials for the agricultural product processing industry. The agricultural sector, especially agribusiness, has a big role in the development of the people's economy, because Indonesia has a very large population, which creates challenges in meeting needs. And the role of the Darussalam Gontor alumni in the community has spread in various fields of struggle and life, including in the economic field. There are several Gontor alumni who are engaged in this field, starting from the MSME scale, medium, and national level entrepreneurs. The Business Forum for Peace of the Darussalam Gontor Family Association is a medium for Darussalam Gontor Islamic Boarding School alumni who are engaged in companies and business. Until now, there are a lot of products produced by Gontor alumni who are spread throughout Indonesia and outside Indonesia. The current economic competition focus companies to re-evaluate their marketing strategy and business missions, especially agriculture-based business, with all the opportunities and risks that occur in the business process, and production factors which include labor, capital, and raw materials, as well as business innovation determine the profit. Companies experiencing difficulties in obtaining capital loans are one of the problems in the production process and maintenance of the company's production equipment. The workforce of as the main production factor plays an important role in business activities, so that skills and innovative workers are needed for the continuity of the production process. Training for workers has a very positive impact, both formal and non-formal. And some of these are of interest for researchers to find out and solve problems around Islamic production factors and Islamic agribusiness performance, namely whether raw materials, business capital, and labor can affect Islamic business performance mediated by Islamic business innovation. Show research motivation At the time, the Indonesian people are building business on a micro, small, and medium scale, especially the agricultural sector as the primary sector that affects the livelihood of many people. The researcher wants to examine the relationship of raw materials, venture capital, labor to Islamic business innovation and Islamic agro-business performance of the alumni of Pondok Modern Darussalam Gontor, so that this research can provide insight and scientific thought about agriculture-based business in Islam, which will ultimately encourage an increase in the quantity and quality of agro-business in order to achieve wider employment expansion and more efficient production. Literature review from the paper about raw materials in Islam, and then about labor, and then about Islamic agribusiness performance, and hypothesis from this paper. The first, that companies' raw materials affect the performance of Islamic agro-business, and second hypothesis, business capital affects Islamic business innovation, and the third, labor influences the performance of Islamic agribusiness, and fourth, Islamic business innovation has a significant effect on Islamic agribusiness performance. And then methods of this research. This research is explanatory research with a quantitative approach. The data obtained from the result of the collected research reveal the relationship between the existing variables. The samples in this study were all alumni of Pondok Modern Darussalam Gontor Ponorogo, split across several regions in Indonesia, with safe production companies in the field of agribusiness. And the analysis of the research uses the PLS SAM, partially square structural equation modeling, with a technique using smart PLS 3.2.4 software, and the study uses a model of causality, or the relationship of influence between variables. And then result of this paper, it can be seen that the number of respondents who have filled out the questionnaire is 70 respondents with questionnaires. However, 9 of them did not meet the criteria for being respondent in this study. So the number of respondents who could be used in this study was 61 respondent. And then analysis of the measurement model, auto model can validity based on the result of the FA test. It can be seen that the outer loading value on all latent indicators as meet the standard more 0.7 except for indicators 1 and 3 raw materials, so that what will be removed from the model. And then reliability testing, the alpha and composite reliability value are above the standard 0.6, so that the variable tested are valid and reliable. And discriminant validity, it is known that almost all YTMT values are increasing from 0.9, which explains that the construct is reflective discriminant validity. Okay, and then this is analysis of the structural model, inner model, R square from Islamic business innovation at the score 0.85 848, and then R square adjusted on 0.840, and Islamic agro-business innovation R square at the 0.970, and R square adjusted at the 0.968. So from this S square and R square adjusted, we know that this model is good. And this is SMPLS model after indicator adjustment. This is direct effect. The raw material PET coefficient X1 on Islamic agro business performance, Y is minus 0.284 negative with a p-value of more from 0.05, and the coefficient of venture capital on the performance of Islamic agribusiness is positive, and the labor PET coefficient on Islamic agribusiness performance is positive too, and then coefficient of Islamic business innovative PET on the performance of Islamic agribusiness is positive, and then indirect effect, and then discussion from this paper that the influence of raw materials on the performance of Islamic agribusiness. The study found that raw materials have no effect on the performance of Islamic agribusiness. The result of this study are not in line with the research of Andriani and Darsana, whose research results show that the raw materials have an effect on company performance and productivity. This research is not in line because the company does not yet have the right strategy in fulfilling the quantity and quality of raw materials, which is an Islamic business innovation. So the company cannot provide increased production result and impacts, and the influence of business capital on the performance of Islamic agribusiness. From this research, it is found that venture capital has no effect on the performance of Islamic agribusiness. If the company does not have the right strategy in fulfilling the company's capital quantity, then the production process of the company cannot last long. And then the influence of labor on Islamic agribusiness performance. It is known that the labor influences the performance of Islamic agribusiness with a coefficient value that in the company affects the performance of Islamic business. This research is in line with research Lovian and Ryoko. This is based on increasing the quantity of the company's workforce in accordance with the needs of the company's production process and improving the quality of its workforce by supporting workforce empowerment. And then about the influence of Islamic business innovation on Islamic agribusiness performance, the effects in the significant positive. This means that Islamic business innovation affect the performance of Islamic business in the company. And then about the influence of manpower on the performance of Islamic agribusiness by mediation on Islamic business innovation. From this research, it was found that labor influenced the performance of Islamic agribusiness by mediating Islamic business innovation. This means that the company's workforce has an effect on the performance of the agribusiness applied by the company by mediating the company's business innovation. Okay, and conclusion from this paper on the first, From the study, it was found that the raw materials do not affect the performance of Islamic agribusiness. And the second, it was found that venture capital does not affect the performance of Islamic agribusiness. And the third, that labor influences the performance of Islamic agribusiness. And then the fourth, that Islamic business innovation affect the performance of Islamic agribusiness. And then labor also influences the performance of Islamic agribusiness by mediating Islamic business innovation.
Thank you, madam. We have a sorry shortage of time. Please wind up your session as soon as possible. All participants are instructed to write questions
yes,
on a chat box.
Okay, thank you very much. I have present my paper. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam, she was from Alenga University. We have a next paper entitled Partnership in Islamic Finance.
So
This is from Social Sciences University of Ankara.
So because of the some changes, so Zuleyha now will start the presentation. Okay, Zuleyha, please start.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sinan, and also moderator. I will try to present my paper here. Thank you very much. Okay. This is my paper. The title of my paper is "The Role of Artificial Intelligence on the peer-to-peer lending, the case of Indonesia." So what the interesting about the development of fintech in Indonesia is the number of fintech to peer-to-peer lending in Indonesia is now the second after China, and we have more than 100 fintech with the number of the lending is about more than 16 trillion as February 2022. And according to the data, total asset as of July 2021 for Islamic peer-to-peer lending is more than 100.3 billion. Okay, so the purpose of my study is to highlight the phenomena of how artificial intelligence has penetrated the Indonesian peer-to-peer lending market and road ahead. And also it highlights how AI enhance the performance of P2P lendings and improve their visibility and outreach through strategic partnership. So the definition of artificial intelligence itself is the ability of digital computer to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligence being which involve intellectual process characteristics of human. So artificial intelligence means that you can think just like human. You try to imitate a brain of human. And also, artificial intelligence defined as a set of theories and techniques used to create machines capable of simulating intelligence with use of computer to model intelligent behavior with minimum human intervention. So this is the milestone of artificial intelligence development. The first one, in 1950, Alan Turing he thinks that computer is also just can think like human. But at that moment, everybody do not trust what he said. But then the research of artificial intelligence began very fast. And until now, in 2020, it has been used by many industries such as financing, health, and another industry. So my research method here is I'm using collection data techniques with document in the form of writing, picture, monumental work, and also documentation method, which is looking for data about things or variable in the form of notes, transcript, books, newspaper. And also I ask some opinions from the expert, like they are from industry, from fintech itself, especially in Islamic industry. This is the role of artificial intelligence in on the peer. The first one is lead generation and customer outreach. So this is not only automation, manual work, but also as tool to reach and communicate with customer. So automating lead generation through artificial intelligence system, company can devote call center effort and research to more critical work, such as making sellers dealing with high value customer instead of making phone just to find customer information or answer any question. They can easily, if done automatically. So artificial intelligence also can be used for risk mitigations, because risk mitigation is very important for financial, especially for fintech company. They can evaluate the level of risk and classify customer into different type of segment. And also, this is a great tool for this task, because this is rank customer profile and identify trigger even through the client transaction history and second. So maybe is formally we need maybe a week or more than a week to know what is customer, but now we can know it in second. So this is very fast. Also, artificial intelligence can recognize unusual activities or transactions. This feature helps fintech company protect their customer money and enhance security better. So the third one, artificial intelligence also can improve efficiency and reduce operational costs across, for example, artificial technology can make more efficient and grow and a ball of cost saving. And the fourth, artificial intelligence can be used for smart authentication with biometric and voice identification. Like we know that there are many, if you want to discuss about your problem or your in financing about the banking, for example, chat box can be implemented on website or via WhatsApp. So this now is very easy, because AI is natural language assistant. So this is the case for peer-to-peer lending in Indonesia. The first one is Mediator Komunitas or Krodo Indonesia. This is established since 2013, and they are very relying on artificial intelligence. So they analyze credit based on the borrowing track record data. Let's say that this is only in seconds, no need for 2 or 3 days, because they have data on it. They have a big data on it. But the thing is, usually the borrower fill the personal work data, and then artificial intelligence will analyze and generate scores of potential borrower from A to D. A the best one and D the bad one. And also they can check to the characteristic based on the demography and geography of the borrowers. And this system of artificial intelligence is to be able to reduce the bad loan by 0.5% by contact the borrower immediately when the borrower is up to 45 in arrears. And the second sample is Modalku. Modalku is recorded to have disproved financing for small financing amount for 1.98 trillion with non-performing loan only 1%. Because the heart of artificial intelligence. They indicate a borrower risk factor and find new borrower. So this is because of
Sorry, madam, I am
credit scoring.
interrupting you.
Yeah.
We have one or two more presentations. You are requested
Okay.
to please conclude your session. We have a
Okay,
shortage
I
of
will.
time.
Okay. Thank you. I will directly to conclusion that artificial intelligence has major impact in the fintech industry in Indonesia by allowing for more accurate and faster decision making through analysis of consumer data, usage, trend, and also pattern. I think it's enough. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
This was a nice topic. Thank you. We have a next presentation from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan. Host, please play the video. I think they have a problem to play it. I will play that one presentation from my own side. This is a topic entitled Effect of Environmental Factors on Growth of Agribusiness and Analytical Review. I'm going to share it from my laptop, from my device.
Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to present at this prestigious forum. The topic of my presentation today is effects of environmental factors on growth of agribusiness and analytical review. This is a research paper that has been written down by Dr. Abu Bakr, Dr. Manawaz, and myself, Dr. Ismail. First of all, I'll briefly present the organization of this paper, and then we will move on towards the introduction and abstract portion. In this paper, we are going to present the abstract first, then there is a brief introduction, then there is synthesis of all the studies that we have presented, the research methodology, and in the end, all of it is followed by a definitive conclusion. Coming on towards the abstract of the paper, this article presents a theoretical review of most influential publications published in the area of agribusiness. The aim of this study is to investigate the factors that are influencing the agribusiness of Pakistan. The methodology adopted in this paper develops theoretical framework. To identify key challenges to agricultural productivity in Pakistan. Shah in 2021, in his speeches entitled Identifying Key Challenges to Agricultural Productivity in Pakistan, uses time series data concerning Pakistan. He uses the approach of ARDL, and he identifies different factors which have contributed significantly towards the negative growth of agri sector in Pakistan. He has used ARDL modeling test and Johansson co-integration test to verify the long-run co-integration relationship. He has also studied the short-run and long-run elasticity between variables using ARDL multiple lag approach as well. The author has studied CPI and carbon emissions as main factors for disease and growth in agribusiness in Pakistan. Then there are other studies that have identified technological factors as well. For example, Pakistan's government provides agricultural extension services to enhance agricultural production by sharing knowledge and technologies with the farmers. Consistent also with the national policy, the provincial Department of Agriculture provides extensive services to Balochistan farmers, to Punjab farmers as well. The needed information population was gathered from 208 farmholders in Balochistan, and a study was done on them. The study identified that only half of the farmers with access to extension services use the knowledge or the technology applied. This study was identified by Balochistan this was done by Balochistan in 2018. Only half of the farmers have used this technology extensive services that were supplied to them. Small-scale farmers who engaged in extension services usually more medium and large.
I think here is a voice problem. I would like to invite Dr. Riba Khan to present this presentation live. We have a shortage of time as well, so I will request her to summarize her presentation. Dr. Riba, please join.
Okay, you need to stop sharing. I'll start sharing from here. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We had a few issues owing to electricity earlier. So we were unable to join, and that is why we recorded this presentation so that everything goes smooth in the session. I would like to now just summarize this presentation because the rest of it has already been discussed. So this paper has actually been, am I audible? Dr. Uma, am I audible?
Yes. If Dr. Riba, please continue. This
Yes.
session would automatically be closed at exact 7:45 p.m.
Okay, I'll just summarize that. Actually, this is the paper on effects of environmental factors on growth of agribusiness. That is an analytical review. And for that, the main authors are Dr. Abu Bakr, Dr. Huma Nawaz, who is also the moderator of this session, and me, Dr. Riba Khan. So we have discussed the abstract before. I'll just summarize that for you. The purpose of this paper is to present a theoretical review of different seminal presentations and seminal publications in the area of agribusiness. In Pakistan, agribusiness is very important because most of the business of Pakistan, most of the GDP of Pakistan is dependent upon agribusiness. In year 1947 to 1960, it was almost 60%, but now it has decreased to 18.5% in the year 2019, and further decrease has also been predicted. So that is why we wanted to see that what were the factors, especially the environmental factors, that were responsible for this negative growth in agribusiness. Obviously, the factors that are responsible for detriment in growth are also the factors that are responsible for increase in growth. So main findings of the paper, they were actually, they identified certain gaps in determining the main factors of growth in agribusiness in Pakistan. The importance of each country level of internal, external environment and their factors. So the factors that actually were highlighted were the severe climate changes. Severe climate changes are not only brought about by different industrial practices like emissions of greenhouse gases and other industrial waste pollution, but they are also brought about by the agricultural practices as well, like stud burning and other practices where they burn the crops in order to prepare it for the next crop. So these practices must stop. These practices are not only having a huge negative impact on agricultural produce, but also the health of people. Every year, the temperature changes by 3 to 4%. It increases by 3 to 4% because of heavy rainfall at times and no rainfall at all at other times. Because of heavy sun or no sun at all, we are having problems in the crops and the seasons are changing. So all that plus Another factor that was identified by this research is the technological savviness of the farmers. Like there was a study conducted in context of Balochistan where the date farmers did not, they were facilitated by the local government, they were facilitated by the agribusiness offices, they were offered extensive technological advice, yet they did not, almost 50% of the farmers adopted that advice and other 50% did not even adhere to that advice. So their tech savviness is also a problem. Their technological support is also one problem that is adding towards the changes in negative output that we are experiencing now. Like Shah in 2021, in his thesis entitled Identifying Key Challenges to Agricultural Productivity Identified through ARDL, he identified long-term and short-term lags through long-term and short-term lags, stationarity in unit route. And he said that though there are services provided, yet there are factors like
Dr. Rima,
inflation.
please come on the conclusion section.
Okay, okay. I would just conclude now. That this study recommends providing farmers, especially small landholders and tenants, easy access to information, institutional services, training and use of advanced measures to reduce negative impact of climate change on the farm level. And there is also rise in temperature and carbon emissions, which are extremely damaging to the agricultural sector in Pakistan. So it is present need to overcome this issue by using water filters. Another study identified the use of wastewater. Wastewater is very important and very beneficial for the crops. The use of wastewater and recycling of wastewater is also important, especially recycling of other materials like plastics, and avoiding the burning of crops, land, and other devices is also important for growth of agribusiness in Pakistan. Few researchers have also given recommendation to the government to control the industrial wastage and process the industrial output and industrial waste as well to protect the environment and the agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Riba. We have a presentation so far from Yanga University, the Islam University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan, Social Sciences University of Ankara, and International Islamic University of Malaysia. We gain a lot from this presentation. If any participant have a question, then please ask from any one of our participants. Does anyone else have a question from our participants, presenters? I think our all presenters delivered material very well, so no one have a question so far.
Okay,
For
thank you.
this, I am going to conclude this session. Authors gave a very nice insight. All authors gave very nice insight about agribusiness. They delivered material from authenticated research. I'd like to thank all of presenters and participants to be here. And now our session 4 is going to start soon. So we will welcome you all. If anyone want to participate in that as well, then all of you are welcome over there.
Okay, sir, thank you for all. Thank you for everything. Now this session will end, and after 10 minutes later, the session 4 and sessions 3 will be start, inshallah. Okay, see you later.